This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 51-year-old Chinese national falls from building and dies. A 51-year-old Chinese national of Gladstone Drive, Kingston 10, died as a result of injuries he received after he fell from a building on Gladstone Drive, Kingston 10 on Friday, October 29. Reports from the Halfway Tree Police are that about 5:50 p.m., Wang was on a building effecting repairs when he allegedly lost his balance and fell. He sustained multiple injuries and was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigation continues. JC Board says Williams must determine Royal Reed's fate as principal. The Board of Jamaica College has indicated that it is ready to part ways with embattled former principal Royal Reed, but requires the help of Education Minister Favour Williams to sever ties with the man who is presently facing criminal charges in court. After an hours-long meeting that ended late Friday night, the Michael Bernard-led board wrote to Williams presenting 3 options for her to act on, each of which would pave the way for Reed, Williams's predecessor as Education Minister, to leave the all-boys institution. Bernard has disclosed the details of the board's engagement with the Ministry of Education, as well as limited general elements of the decisions that were taken by the board on Friday night. He acknowledged that while the board's move must be a difficult issue for the Education Ministry, he wanted to clarify the position of the board on the matter. Bernard said he was surprised at remarks by Williams in Parliament on Tuesday when she said the school board had not sent her any recommendation regarding a recent request from Reed for another extension of special leave for him. Reed was appointed to the cabinet in 2016 and after being granted leave to go on secondment as principal of Jamaica College, but lost his place in the cabinet in 2019 following wide-ranging allegations of fraud by himself, 2 family members, and 2 other individuals in relation to the Caribbean Maritime University, which falls within the ambit of the Education Ministry. On Friday evening, Bernard outlined that having received the latest request for special leave from Reed on August 2, the board on August 5 wrote to Williams for guidance on the matter. Since that date, numerous discussions have been held with the minister and the ministry by representatives of the board with the support of JC stakeholders regarding Mr. Reed's status and the enablement of the creation of a vacancy for the position of principal at the school. We were advised by Minister Williams that she was working on a proposal to facilitate same and instructed that a team be put together with a view to producing a proposal about which she could take to cabinet, said Bernard in an interview. He outlined further that the ministry advised that legal advice had been sought from the Attorney General's office in relation to the proposal, and a meeting of stakeholders was planned for October 7, with the minister being advised of such. According to Bernard, following consultation with the minister, the permanent secretary asked on the minister's behalf for the meeting to be postponed to give time for the proposal to be completed and taken to cabinet the following Tuesday. The meeting was postponed and the minister was advised of same on October 4, stated Bernard. Based on legal advice, Attorney Derek Jones, as chairman of the Jamaica College Trust, is said to have written to the minister on October 22, asking for a meeting to discuss the situation. Bernard said at 10:25 p.m. on October 25, he received a letter from the minister telling them that the Jamaica College Board has the power to act on matters relating to staff tenure, as per the Education Regulation 1980, and that the ministry expects that in your actions you be guided accordingly. In response, Bernard stated that we found this response from the minister after almost 3 months of discussion to be shocking, to say the least. Further, a review of the regulations revealed that the board does not have the power to dismiss Mr. Reed, as no complaint was made while he was performing his role as principal of Jamaica College. Any cause for complaint during Mr. Reed's tenure as minister might be known to the current minister and others, but without that evidence formally submitted as a complaint, the board is unable to take action with respect to terminating his tenure at Jamaica College, said Bernard. He advised that the board unanimously approved a letter which was sent to Williams on the matter by email late on Friday. The board and the Jamaica College community anxiously await the minister's decision so that they can proceed to permanently appoint a principal to continue to manage the institution and guide the development of the school's students, the board chair said. Haiti calls on Jamaica and Colombia for help concerning suspect in president's assassination. Haiti's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Claude Joseph, has written to Jamaica and Colombia to request the transfer of Mario Palacios, the suspect in the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. Joseph formally wrote to both countries on October 28, requesting that Palacios be sent to Haiti. Palacios, a Colombian who was also a military officer, was arrested during an operation in Jamaica earlier this month. He was the subject of an international arrest warrant. In his letter to Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, Joseph requested mutual legal assistance to advance the probe into the assassination of President Moïse at his private residence on July 7. Moïse was tortured and shot multiple times, while his wife Martine was seriously injured. According to the investigation, Palacios was part of the commando of 4 men who entered the president's room to assassinate him. 2 of the members of this commando were later killed by the Haitian police in a clash. The other 2, including Palacios, managed to escape. Simone Forbes elected first VP of Netball Jamaica. Former national captain Simone Forbes is the new first vice president of Netball Jamaica after being elected to the vacant post at Saturday's annual general meeting at the Jamaica Conference Center. Forbes, who was previously a director of Netball Jamaica, defeated Garth Somerville 43-23. Meanwhile, Carlene Waugh assumed the post of treasurer, prevailing over Winston Delahaye also by the margin 43-23. The elected directors are Chanel May, Karen Rosenbaugh, Ken Shaw Murdoch, and Erica Ebanks. The post of president was not contested at this year's AGM.
Yes, I was elected as the first vice president, but for me the work is the same. So I'm excited that I still have a seat around the table because I still have a lot to offer the sport. And so I'm happy that the members saw it fit to elect me for this position going forward for another term.
Scotiabank and the BITU hoping to save jobs. The management of Scotiabank Jamaica and the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union have reportedly agreed to hold consultations to save the jobs of more than 50 employees who will be displaced by the restructuring exercise at the financial institution. It has been reported that the restructuring will result in changes to some Scotiabank branches and the consolidation of another. The bank and the BITU met yesterday following news that Scotiabank workers have become restive. President of the union, Kavon Gale, told the news that the bank will look at the possibility of the displaced workers transitioning to other areas of the financial institution. We have agreed on certain procedures and steps to progress these consultations. Critical to it would have been the intent to mitigate against the possible job losses, and we have started to agree on other areas in the business. This is the start of the consultation that is starting to take place, and we intend to hold other meetings to address the transition so that it can be as seamless as possible, Gale said. Earlier this year, Scotiabank closed some of its rural branches and transformed the 6 branches into digital operations. Free KFC and phone credit at downtown Kingston Vax Drive today. Organizers of a COVID-19 vaccination drive in downtown Kingston are seeking to entice Jamaicans to roll up their sleeves by dangling helpings of free fried chicken and cell phone credit. The campaign, forged among fast food chain KFC, Telecom Flow, and the Spectrum Management Authority, is the latest initiative geared towards firing up interest amid concerns that fewer than 14% of the population is fully vaccinated. The vaccination drive coincides with the expiry of more than 150,000 doses of AstraZeneca that are doomed for the dumpster, a telling metaphor of Jamaica's below-par inoculation program that's targeting 65% herd immunity by March 2022. Organizers are optimistic that offering free KFC meals and flow credit giveaways will get some persons to abandon their hesitancy. Maria Myers Hamilton, managing director of the SME, said that the organization considered it part of its corporate social responsibility to reach out to residents of downtown Kingston's many inner-city communities. SME, which is located in the heart of central Kingston, said that chicken and cell phone credit were staples in poor households that are already buckling under the pandemic. I know a number of people are suffering in silence in the inner city. Food is not something that we take for granted or credit, Myers Hamilton told the news in an interview on Saturday. The average man is suffering, the children are suffering, so we are just trying to make a difference in our community. Myers Hamilton said that persons who turn out for the job will be able to listen music and watch a football game on a big screen television while waiting to be seen. Jamaican people are a social people, so we are trying to combine everything together to make it a reality, she said. The vaccination drive has been themed "Come Take the Joke," with vaccine or PCR test mandates emerging in the private sector and the National COVID-19 Vaccination Operationalization Task Force lobbying for a similar thrust for public sector workers. Myers Hamilton said the SME will follow the lead of the government of Jamaica. She said, however, that citizens should take personal responsibility in protecting themselves in the midst of the pandemic. COVID is still a reality. We have to tackle this beast and to try to get people on board so that we can go back to normality, said the SME managing director. I just think that people need to have a conversation rather than having it forced upon you. If we get most of the population vaccinated, then we are protecting others. The SME is an agency of the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. It is located at 13 to 19 Harbour Street in Kingston. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.